This is insane. Zac Taylor has been called out by PFF. Despite the talent of Joe Burrow and co., Zac Taylor is one of the top coaches being named on the hot seat by PFF. We're going to break down what they had to say and why they feel his job could be in jeopardy. Welcome to the jungle. This is Isaac Coffman with Bengals Digest. So glad to see you. And if you are looking for all the top updates, the breaking news concerning the Cincinnati Bengals, you are in the right space. Smash that subscribe so you'll be up to date. You can join in on the community. We are on our way to 2,000 subscribers. We thank you so much for joining in. This has been an exciting offseason, and we'd love to hear your thoughts, your comments concerning the offseason so far. Well, there's been a recent report from PFF naming Zac Taylor as one of the top coaches on the hot seat entering the 2025 season. Very interesting, considering Zac Taylor has a good reputation in the locker room and has been making the playoffs most of the seasons that he has been in Cincinnati. He has been a coach since 2019, and he's had his rough patches. There's definitely no getting around that. There's been times where without Joe Burrow, he might look lost or not really having that coach mentality in the top of the league, so to say. There's been a lot of scrutiny on him. Joe Burrow seems to be a person that bails him out. That's what a lot of fans are saying. This is just going along with that more and more. It shows that PFF feels if they're not going to produce like last year, his job could be in jeopardy. That's what they said as much in this article. They went on to say the Bengals went 9-8 in 2024, a record many teams would have loved to have reached. But considering the talent on the roster in a waning championship window, it feels like a prove-it year for Taylor. Although Cincinnati's offense finished 7th in EPA per play, its defense languished into 28th in success rate. Despite Trey Hendrickson's presence, 90.4 PFF pass rushing grade. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins effectively played like Madden characters each week, and it still wasn't enough to crack the playoffs, largely due to a 1-4 start. That's right. Zac Taylor continues to get plagued with that 1-4 start. It feels like until he gets over that hump, until he gets it together, that's going to be a big knock on him. And for good reason. Look at the records. He does not have a good start to the season. And unfortunately, that's what you can point to costing them the playoffs last year. As I was pointing out, they were at 9-8. They were right there on the fence. One more win would have got them into the playoffs. That 1-4 start is easy to point to. It's easy to show that is the problem. There were a lot of other components that were moving last year, but that's one thing that Zac Taylor's going to have to own up to. It's why these reports are coming out that he could be on the hot seat going into the season. If he does not produce, could he be one of those coaches that is being considered let go? It remains to be seen. It's so interesting to see it so early in the season, but we do have to consider, yes, they have not been to the playoffs now in several seasons. And this is coming from a team that made the Super Bowl back in the 2021 season. It feels like yesterday, but yeah, it's 4 years ago. The pressure's on. They are definitely feeling it. You hear those talks of the fast start. That is becoming more of the conversation. So they are recognizing, yes, the things that have not worked, we got to fix them. But it goes on to say further in this article of PFF. This is what it had to go on to mention to say why he's on the hot seat. Cincinnati extended both Chase, who had an 84.9 PFF receiving grade, and Higgins, 88.3 PFF receiving grade, keeping the groundwork in place for another high-flying offense. But it's fair to wonder how much better the defense is on paper. Even after adding top picks, Shamar Stewart, 79.5 PFF overall grade, and Demetrius Knight, Jr., 82.8 PFF overall grade, the Bengals core isn't getting any younger or cheaper, and key pieces such as Hendrickson may not have much left in Cincinnati. After 2 straight 9-8 finishes, it feels like Taylor will need to at least make the playoffs this year to retain his job. Very interesting. They feel that if they do not make the playoffs this year, Taylor could be out of a job. That very well could be. I don't think so. I think Taylor has such a a great chemistry going on in that locker room unless they really blow up. You're talking 4 or 5 wins this year, and that probably is going to be due to injuries. It's going to be some dire circumstances. There's a lot of expectations, and good for reason. There's a lot of skilled players on this team. Let's just say it. There's a lot of elite. You signed Jamar Chase, you signed Higgins, who just would be number ones any other team, hands down. At most teams, if not the majority, they would be number ones, and you got both of them. In addition to Joe Burrow, a top 5 quarterback in the league. This is a no excuse. It makes a lot of sense that they're going to put that much pressure on Taylor. I think it's going to have to take a lot for that to be serious. I'm sure that thought will come up. Let's say they go 9-8 again next year, and they miss the playoffs yet again. I'm sure that discussion will come up. I don't know if it's going to be a surefire. His job is good as gone. I don't know. It remains to be seen, right? We're here in June, and we're looking at a season of hoping they do better than last year. They don't do the 9-8. So let's take a look at the schedule. Let's see what we're looking at when it comes to the 2025 season. I'm going to give my prediction on what the Bengals are going to do this year. Now, keep in mind, Trey Hendrickson and Shamar Stewart still have not, of this recording, been signed to a contract. They are not in-house, and so to say, they are still on rough terms with the Bengals. Now, I'll just give my opinion with Hendrickson. I believe he is going to play at some point this year. I don't think he's going to sit out and miss out on $16 million and miss out on playing time. He's on the other side of 30. He needs to get his playing time in. So take that into consideration. I could see him sitting out maybe the first few games. I could totally see that. I would not be shocked if he's that determined to sit out. But this is a prediction with Hendrickson back in the defense and with Al Golden having at least the defense elevated to the next level. Doesn't mean they need to be elite, but they are better than last year. Here we go. Let's just run through this list. I'm going to give you my personal opinion. As of this recording, June 22nd, 2025, early in the season, things are going to happen. There might be some injuries. There might be some trades, might pick up players here and there. But right now, here's what we can look at. Week 1 at the Browns, I have them winning that game. Week 2, the Jaguars at home, I have them winning that game. It might be a little tougher than you might expect, but I still think they could pull that one off. Week 3 at the Vikings, I think they can win this one. Another tough one. I still think it's going to be a tough one. Reunited with Justin Jefferson. I'm sure it'll be a fun game to watch either way. I'm excited. Really looking forward to that one. Week 4 at the Broncos. I think they are going to lose this one. That's a tough one to go into Denver, back-to-back weeks on the road. So right now I actually have them off to a fast start, 3-1. Maybe that's wishful thinking. I really feel like as long as they understand they need to come out fast, it's possible. But that's where I've got them at. Week 5 at home against the Lions. I do have them losing that one. I think it could go either way, though, depending on if they are coming in with that win streak, 4-1. That would be back-to-back losses, but it's going to be a tough one. Week 6 at Packers. I have them winning that game. Another tough one. They've got a tough stretch going on right here. Week 7, Steelers at home. On paper, right now, they should win that game. The Steelers are the Steelers. I would not be shocked. I really hope they pull that off. A win against the Steelers is always a good week. Week 8 is the Jets at home. Come on, that's got to be a win. The Jets are... That's got to be one you got to win. Week 9, the Bears at home. I do have them losing that one. Bears are tough. We'll see. Maybe they will prove me wrong. Maybe the Bears will come out and stumble, but I almost see them as that trap game. They could be one of those that take them by surprise. Week 11, back at the Steelers. I have them winning this one. Again, they should be able to win this. The Steelers are the Steelers. I'm just going to go with a hopeful, but on paper, I think you can say they should be able to win it as close as those division games are. Week 12, they are at home against the Patriots. I think this is a revenge game. They should win this one. Again, it could go either way, but I don't think this is one as much as the Steelers or other games that might have been close. Week 13 at Ravens. I do have them at a loss on this one. It's a division game. The Ravens are the team to beat. I have a lot of respect for the Ravens right now. The Bengals had a good streak there against the Ravens, but unfortunately, I don't know. That's going to be a tough game. I do have them as a loss there. Week 14 at the Bills. I do have them losing that one. They've shown they've handled business with Buffalo. I just feel like Buffalo's been getting stronger. This is in Buffalo. Keep that in mind. You got the weather conditions. Maybe they pull that one off, but for now I have them at a loss. Week 15, I do for the Ravens. I have them winning that game at home. I'm going to have them split with the Ravens. This is, again, hopeful. Everybody, for the most part, is healthy. Everybody's clicking. The offense is as advertised, those types of things. I think they can pull it off at home against the Ravens. I do have the confidence. Week 16 at Miami. I think they can win that one. That's something that I don't know. There might be a close game depending on the circumstances, being late in the season. But I do think they can win that, even being at Miami. Week 17, they have the Cardinals at home. I have them down as a win. They should take care of business with them. And finally, to finish off Week 18, Browns at home. I got them winning that as well. Sweeping the Browns this year. The Browns so far are not showing that they're taking it to the next level. Again, it's a division game, so it can go either way. But I think I'm confident to say they can take them. So that puts them at a 12-5 record. I think that wouldn't put Zac Taylor on the hot seat, honestly, if you're going to look at it that way. That's my predictions. I'm just kind of looking at what's on paper. You know, a lot of things are going to be changing when we come up on this 2025 season, but I am confident if the Bengals can just take care of business, obviously take care of Hendrickson in that contract situation, even if he sits out a few games, if you can get him the majority of the season, I have a lot of confidence in that record. They should at least snag a wild card. I will be very disappointed. Along with, I think you guys, the fans, you will be very disappointed if they don't make the playoffs. So we'll see. Maybe he will be on the hot seat if he does not make the playoffs with the Bengals. This is a lot of hype going into this season. Everything is starting to line up outside of the drama and the off season. There's a lot of excitement though in Cincinnati. You got to be pumped because, again, training camp is right around the corner. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think they're going to do this year in 2025? Predictions for the record? We want to hear from you. Comment below what you think, or if Zac Taylor is on the hot seat. Do you think if they don't make the playoffs, he is going to be on the hot seat afterward? Let us know in the comments below. And again, if you have not already, smash that subscribe button so you'll be all up to date when all our new videos drop. That's going to do it for now, guys. As we say, hoo day.